Have you ever worried that something like changes in government policy could wreak havoc with your carefully crafted retirement plans? You're not alone. I get lots of emails from people concerned that boosts in tax rates, a shift toward more government spending, or changes in monetary policy might, if not completely subvert their retirement planning, render it less effective. So, what can you do to prevent your best-laid financial plans from being undermined by changes over which you, as an individual, have little or no control? You do what investors and savvy business people have done for centuries. You hedge your risks by diversifying. In the case of taxes, for example, you can't control rates, but you can try to control your exposure to changing rates by practicing a strategy that I've long advocated called tax diversification, or spreading your retirement savings around so that you have money in several types of accounts that receive different tax treatment. Regular 401ks and IRAs primarily hold pre-tax dollars, which, like salary income, is taxed at ordinary income rates at withdrawal. If all your retirement savings sits in such accounts, a hike in tax rates on ordinary income could slash the amount of after-tax spending available to you in retirement. But if you also have savings in a Roth account, those funds would escape the hit by the higher tax rates, as qualified withdrawals from Roth 401ks and Roth IRAs are tax-free. You can further diversify your tax exposure in taxable accounts by buying investments such as stock index and tax-managed funds that rack up much of their return in the form of unrealized long-term capital gains. Such gains aren't taxed until you sell, and even then they're taxed at long-term capital gains rates, which are typically lower than those on ordinary income. But taxes aren't the only way government policies can affect our finances. For example, whatever benefits they may bring, actions like 2009's $800 billion stimulus package and the Federal Reserve's quantitative easing program also have the potential to boost inflation, which could undermine the growth of your retirement savings. Again, diversifying can provide at least some protection. For example, by investing a portion of your savings in foreign stock funds, your portfolio's performance isn't dependent solely on the fortunes of the U.S. economy. And if the value of the dollar heads south, all else equal, securities owned by U.S. investors that are denominated in foreign currencies will get an extra boost from a weaker buck. As for inflation, who knows? Maybe it will remain as tame as it's been recently. But just in case, you might want to add some inflation protection to your portfolio in the form of natural resources funds or funds that focus on REITs and other real estate. And maybe you'll want to include a dollop of TIPS or Treasury inflation-protected securities in your bond holdings. You can find funds and ETFs that offer an inflation hedge on our Money 70 list of recommended funds. And finally, let's not forget the simplest but perhaps most effective way to create a cushion: saving more. Contributing an extra 1% of pay per year during your working years, for example, could be enough to offset the effect of a 5 percentage point increase in tax rates, say from 28% to 33% on the eve of retirement. So by all means, use the moves I mentioned earlier to hedge. But remember, the larger your nest egg, the more wiggle room you'll have to deal with any of life's uncertainties, no matter where they stem from.